All right, we're ready for the next step in our hand sewing project. Before you do anything though, you need to have turned in a picture, submitted a picture to me. Most of you have been doing it on Schoology. You can email it to me if that would be easier, but I need to see your project, like the actual size, everything drawn out very carefully, not just a scribbled drawing like I told you. And then you need to go back after you have submitted it and make sure that I have looked at it and graded it, and look for any comments that I made on there. Some of you I said, hey, this is perfect, I love it, you're ready for the next step. Some of you I have given you some suggestions or some instructions for what you need to do before you're ready for the next step. So make sure you do that before you start on what I'm about to show you. Now, once you've got it approved, notice that I have cut out around my design. Okay, so I've cut the actual body out of paper. That's my first step. And so if you've got other things on there, so for instance, if you're going to make an accessory, like if you drew an iPod in his hand or a guitar on him or something, you need to draw that separately so that you have that accessory that you can make separately. So you're going to pin this on. Now I have gone ahead and done it on both layers. You can do one layer of felt at a time. I went ahead and put them together. And you've got some options about how you can hold it in place while you are cutting. I read not too long ago that some people found that if you stapled it, and if you guys can see, I actually did. I put some staples in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually stapled it all the way through the fabric, and that holds it in place. You got to be very careful when you do this. You can also put a pin in. I got to show you here. You could pin it down if you have pins at home. If you've got a steady hand, you can hold it still. So depending on how you want to do it, you can also just start cutting around it, or you could draw around it with a Sharpie, as you can see. I chose not to do that. I chose just to go ahead and start cutting it. I have not finished cutting mine out because I wanted you to see what I was doing. You can see as I've gone around here, I've gone a little over halfway around mine. So you want to cut all the way around that first and get your shape. Now you'll notice one of my eyebrows is cut out. Okay, so that's your next step, is to start cutting out all the individual pieces. So once you've got your body done, okay, so if you were sitting on the back, then you could see there's my legs and everything. And then you would take the paper off of it. Now when you do that, don't just tear it off, because these are all your patterns. All right, this is my pattern for my little top. This is my pattern for my lips, my pattern for my eyebrows. So when you take the staple off, you want to very carefully lift up those little staple corners on the back and pull it out. You don't want to tear holes in your felt, and you definitely don't want to tear your paper pattern. I haven't done that yet, but just understand that that's going to be my next step after I cut out. Now I jumped ahead so you could see what to do. I went ahead and cut out one of the eyebrows, and so I've laid the eyebrow, because I'm going to have purple eyebrows on this. So I laid the eyebrow on the felt. Now I want my eyebrow to have a black edge around it. Sorry about that. Let me move my monster here. I want my eyebrow to have a black edge around it. So I chose to draw around it with a Sharpie. I could also, again, just put like 1 and 2 staples in it and very carefully cut around it, but I want that black edge. And so I'm going to use, and notice I'm using a thin line Sharpie, not the thick one. The thick one leaves really thick black lines on it. So that's a choice you have to make about how you want that to look. So you're going to, after you cut out the main body, you're going to take the pattern off carefully and then cut out each of these pieces very carefully. That's why in some of my notes to you, I said you needed to go back and draw them very specifically. So after I've cut out the eyebrows out of the purple here, like I'm doing here, I will go and cut the lips out of paper. I will lay the lip pattern on a piece of red felt and cut out around that. Then I'll cut out the little shirt pattern that I've got here. She's going to have an orange shirt, and I will lay that on the orange, and I'll cut out around the shirt, so I'll have her little shirt piece. And then for the eyes, I think I'm going to do mine in 3 layers. I think I'm going to cut out around the entire eye in black, so she has black eyelashes. And then I'm going to cut the eyelashes off and cut just around the actual eyeball in white. And then I'm going to cut the little iris out, and I'm going to cut it out of purple. So she's going to have black eyelashes, a white eyeball, and a purple iris, but it's going to be 3 pieces of felt layered on top of each other. And then I'll show you how to sew those together later. So that is your next assignment. You are going to, again, look at it, turn your project into me, the paper design, make sure that you read the notes on it if I left you any, and then you're going to cut the body out, cut it out of paper, attach it to your felt, cut the felt out, and then cut out each individual piece and cut those patterns out of felt so that you've got all of your individual pieces out of felt instead of paper. We're still not ready to sew. So once you get them all cut out, I want you to lay them on each other. Again, no sewing. Take a picture so that I can see you've got everything ready to go, and send me that picture so we can look over what you've got. All right? Thank you.